Well, listen, hey, really quick, I just want to let everybody know that we're at day 2 of FinCon here. It's been a great experience. And so was able to bump into one of our good friends of the company now, someone who you saw on our podcast recently. And that's when we were in different states, different parts of the country. And the one thing about FinCon is that now it's brought us all together. We finally get to be here in person. So this is Eric Brotman with BFG Financial Advisors, and gave us some great information for all of our clients to be able to learn how to increase their investment objectives, do it the right way. And you have taken your long-time knowledge of what you did, what you groomed and learned to be able to help people. I think we talked about it was 25 or 30 years ago when you really got in, and now you're
making me feel old again. That's the second time you've done this, Kyle.
And we're the same age. That's what's great. But the thing is now is that, to your point, times are changing, things are different, and through this you've learned how to pivot and reach that broader group. So that's really cool, because I've definitely learned that myself. I was like you last year. Podcast, what? You see them,
right.
And now I'm leading them.
Yeah.
And
doing a darn fine job.
Well,
where I wouldn't be sitting here with you. You did a fine job.
Well, I appreciate that.
Sure.
Yeah, I've learned from you on those
I
things,
appreciate
and
that.
you gave some good creative feedback on that, and I've used it, so I do appreciate
that.
Well,
that's kind of you to say. It's a labor of love. It is not it's not a profit center. It's not an attempt to monetize or sell anything. It's an attempt to provide value and content to the greater world, knowing that some of those folks will want what you or I do, and that's great. But some of them either won't want it, won't need it, or aren't in a position to benefit from it, but they still need some education. Whether it's simple stuff like traditional versus Roth IRA, whether it's budgeting, whether it's cash management, whether it's credit, whether it's insurance, all the things that play into a financial plan, most of them don't get discussed at cocktail parties.
Right.
People want to talk about their portfolio or their crypto or their whatever the meme du jour is, but that's not really what creates wealth, and we know that. So the objective now is to create meaningful content that can help change some lives.
Well, it's like what we've always looked at too. It's not sexy. It's not the sports car. It's not this. It's not that. How many people will they don't know who their advisor is, at what company they work for, and what accounts that person is managing. I mean, that's actually a reality that I drill down with folks and say, okay, well, let's start there. What kind of account do you have? And it is not uncommon for people to tell me, I don't know. Well, that's the start.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's okay. That's I'm fine with that answer, because to your point, the content that we push and that we talk about, we do it because we believe in it. I think we have a passion for what we do, because why else would we be doing it? Why would we be here taking time away from our families,
that's
coming
true.
across the country to learn something that we want to give away, And so I that's not to sell.
Right.
My thing is that if I can educate someone, then that part's going to come. And so, well, what is a self-directed IRA table? What is it doing at a content creator's platform convention? Like, how does that work? Well, what we've seen, at least at our booth, people are coming up, and these content creators, all the different ages, they're like, well, what is this? How does this work? They don't know what a self-directed IRA is.
Right.
They also don't realize that they've already got the product. They've got
a lot of them do.
They've already got the old 401k. Yeah. They've got a Roth or a traditional IRA.
Yeah.
And when they figure out now that they can, to your point, you're coaching people up on the stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. But then when you came on and you were explaining to folks, oh no, this self-directed platform is really something.
Yeah.
Because now you can diversify that, bring in real estate or be a private money lender, and hey, the stock market does something wonky one day, your tenants are still paying the rent, and your portfolio is growing like that. So it's been really good. I mean, the feedback and the information, and the folks that already want to work with us and then now share it like in this space.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
They're now sharing it to all their, anywhere from 5,000 to 200,000 followers. That's a great thing that we can give that back.
It's funny, you mentioned that people don't know what kind of account they have or what kind of, or who their advisor is.
Right.
And that makes us sound terrible. However, it's the same with lawyers. People don't remember who did their will because it was 8 years ago. They don't remember who their lawyers. They all know their CPA. because they hate taxes enough that their CPA's on speed dial.
Yeah.
But everybody else they're not quite sure about, which is kind of interesting. I will tell you, I have, as a personal investor, I have multiple IRAs, and some of them are more traditional, and some of them are self-directed. And there's a reason for them all, and they all play nicely in the sandbox together.
Yeah.
And one size never fits all.
Right. Exactly.
It just doesn't. And so some people will benefit from different strategies, and it's important to be educated enough to A, know the right questions to ask, and then B, to be able to assimilate those answers, especially if you're getting 2 or 3 opinions. Because if I were to go to 3 car dealerships and say, I'm looking for this kind of car, I want a small SUV, yada yada yada, and they start showing me under the hood, they might as well be speaking French.
No,
I don't understand it. And it doesn't matter whether I go to 1 dealership or 27, I'm not going to understand what's going on there. And it's not going to help me make a decision. It's information, but it's not useful. And I think what happens in the financial space is people like to demonstrate how smart they are and how much they know. And they lose people. And we're all guilty of it at times.
Gotcha.
You lose people because you're using jargon, or you're speaking in a way that is advisor to advisor or professional to professional friendly, but not professional consumer friendly. And so we have a lot to learn. And I think this is a great spot because so many people who are at FinCon are freelance writers or bloggers or podcasters or content creators in different ways. And they have an audience that they know how to speak the language of their audience,
Right.
even if we don't.
True words have never been spoken. Because who I'm here with, he understands that side of it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the old school way of, how I've learned all this, how I share this, how I can coach people up on, here's the product, here's how it works. I think there's a couple of things. The most important thing for people in our positions to know is that we don't know everything. And so, people come to us for our expertise. But then where do we turn to? And it's important for us to know what we don't know, and then we know where to turn to. And that's another reason why this conference and others that we attend are so important. I think the other thing is too that, a wise man once told me, who actually is the CEO and the guy that hired me. He said, knowledge is everything that you obtain. The wisdom is knowing when to use it.
Yeah, and how.
And I have always had that. I always remembered that.
There's so much more separation than ever before, and I think there's a loneliness happening in our country. And maybe it's true worldwide, I don't know. But I think there's a loneliness happening where people are much more connected than ever before, but much less intimate in their friendships than ever before. So many of them become either transactional or online or remote, and there's something about breaking bread with somebody. There's something about giving an old friend a big hug, and we've lost some of that. And the humanity of all of it, we can't afford to lose. To me that still matters. I like to put my phone down and spend time with people. And I know we're creating content that people will watch largely on their phones.
Right, exactly.
And I hope no one is watching this at the dinner table while their kids want to talk to them about their day.
That's exactly right.
That's all.
I don't like to have the phones at the table. And I'll tell you,
and with a teenager, that's hard now.
Well, true. And
yeah.
We've actually turned this conversation into pretty deep, and so what people probably haven't seen is really how funny and jovial we'll be. But we remember what has led us to this part of the conversation, and even to the point that when you walked up to us today, I was like, well, holy cow, we either got the memo, or we've now hired you on, because nobody planned these.
Right. No, I wore the red shirt today.
Even the guy filming us has got the red shirt on today.
Yeah.
And here we are, and it's really good, having our company being American IRA. Everything's red, white, and blue. Our table stands out among all others up there. It means something.
Well, that's why I wanted to blend in with your booth.
That's what
I wanted it. No one would even see me there because I look just like the booth.
Yeah. Well, and
right.
the other thing too is that something else that you just said that I really liked is that you and I, before this moment, had only ever met on camera. You in Maryland,
That's true.
Me in North Carolina, and then I knew I heard that. told you yesterday morning, I was like, I know that voice. And I turned around and there's Eric. And now here we are.
Yeah.
We are able to, this is the most meaningful because, whatever folks see of us on the phone, on the train later, on their computer, we're going to end up in somebody's home office, their business, whatever. We will be somewhere. We'll never know where we'll be, but we know where we are right now. And this is the one thing that you can't take away is that face to face. So I'm really glad we were able to do this.
Yeah, no, it's
appreciate
great.
your time.
I'm always appreciative of your expertise and your professionalism and now your friendship. So that's a good thing. And I'm always happy to help. Anytime I can help the population with financial literacy, I try to do it. And this is one small step for that.
Yeah, it's like what I tell folks. The best thank you that I can ever get is just one really good referral. So however I can take care of any of your folks that the service that we're going to provide, that's what we're here for. So, well, listen, everyone, thanks for joining us on this today. Thanks for taking your time out. I appreciate you taking some time with us over here on the West Coast. And so AmericanIRA, BFG Financial Advisors, always looking out for you in your financial and investment future. Thanks, Ed.
My pleasure.